Okay, hi class, this is Mr. Tan, and today we're doing Operations Project Management, and we're focusing on which question, please?
P4.
Good. So we're focusing on question P4. P4 says, review and critique. Keywords here, yes? Review and critique. What does review and critique mean?
Reviews.
Look into more depth and more detail, and give the positive and negative, be critical evaluation. Evaluation means giving the pros and cons. So be critical of these models, theories and concepts. Okay? And then it says, review and critique the effectiveness of the project life cycle in application to a chosen project, using appropriate theories, concepts and models. So let's go back and remember, recap what we're doing in the project life cycle. So if you recall, on the project life cycle we had 4 stages, yes? We had stage 1, the feasibility stage. Stage 2, planning and design. You got this on the online class, by the way. Stage 3, like the production or installation. And stage 4, final testing or implementation. Okay? And in stage 1 includes the feasibility, study, strategy, and design and approval. You would have done that in your methodology, yes? And your aims and objectives for your project, which you did last year, yes? And then second stage, you've got your design, costing, scheduling, contract terms, and various others. Stage 3 and stage 4 is what you haven't done before. Stage 1 and 2 you've done in your managing a successful business project. But you haven't done the installation and implementation or final testing in stage 3 and stage 4 of the project life cycle. And remember, that's to do with P3. And P3, you have to finish off stage 3 and stage 4. But P4 is saying, review and critique the implementation of various theories, concepts and models, and how effective it is in terms of the implementation of it. So, what are some of the theories, concepts and models that we've covered, please? So yes, we've covered Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Yes? We've covered Hertzberg's 2-factor theory. We've covered McDouglas, Gregor, X and Y theory in terms of motivational theories, concepts and models. What else have we covered, please? We've covered Taylor's scientific approach in terms of identifying the sequence, defining the tasks, allocating the correct people, and then rewarding those people appropriately to achieve those tasks. Yes? So everything is laid out and it's done efficiently and effectively. What else have we covered, please? CI, which is continuous improvement. How many different levels of continuous improvement are there? 5 different levels, or sometimes people categorize it as 3, so it can be 5 or 3 different levels. And what is CI linked to?
Lean.
Good, David. Excellent. It's linked to lean. So when you talk about lean in terms of eliminating waste, that is all links into continuous improvement. So when we're looking at P4, let's go back to P4 question. So P4 says, review and critique the effectiveness. Review and critique the effectiveness of the project life cycle in application to a chosen project. Well, you know what you're doing with your project, yes? And you've done the project life cycle in terms of stage 1 and stage 2, which you've already done. Using appropriate theories, concepts and models. So, in stage 3 and stage 4, theories, concepts and models. In stage 3 and 4, you need to apply in terms of when you're planning out the installation of how your daycare nursery or how your corporate social responsibility in terms of how departments are going to get involved with the community, or whatever your project is, how it's actually going to, what are the stages? If you're going to use Taylor's scientific approach, are you going to apply Taylor's scientific approach to stage 3? And if so, how, be critical, the pros and cons of trying to apply it in your business. Or are you going to apply theories, concepts and models in terms of Maslow's hierarchy of needs to motivate your staff? Or are you going to apply Hertzberg's two-factor theory or McGregor X and Y theory? So you need to now apply some of these things, Taylor's scientific approach and maybe continuous improvement, or Taylor's scientific approach and Maslow's hierarchy of needs, for example, to your project in stage 3 and stage 4. And in stage 3, you're basically saying, how effective has this been? Being critical in terms of the pros and cons. Critical in terms of the pros and cons. And then finally, giving your opinion of what you feel and think about the application of these models, theories and concepts in your project in stage 3 and 4. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So really, it's a continuation. And once you've started your project life cycle in P3, and you've covered stage 1 or 2, which you've already done, you just need to finish off P3 and 4, and then in P4, you add in various models, concepts and theories. It can be Taylor's scientific approach, Maslow's hierarchy of needs in stage 3, and then you've got to be critical of it. In P4, you have to be critical and provide the critical pros and critical cons, and then finally give your opinion in regards to how effective it has been implemented or not. Yes? Or you could use continuous improvement and lean, as well as Maslow's hierarchy of needs, or Hertzberg two-factor theory, or McGregor's X and Y theory. Okay? And again, being critical as regards to how you think it's been implemented successfully or not in stage 3 of the project life cycle. Does that make sense? Yeah? If now is the time to ask me any questions that you don't understand. So it needs to be crystal clear in your mind what you're actually doing in P4. Because P4 is just a continuation in stage 3 and stage 4, or just stage 3 in P4. Yeah?
Can we pick like three of the things we covered, like theories?
Well, you can pick, say, at least 2.
One concept and
yes.
one model, yeah?
Well, you can have one theory, so you can have Taylor's scientific approach,
yeah,
or lean, or continuous improvement. And so that's a theory, yes? And then concepts exist within theories.
CI, for example.
Yes. Well, but a concept can exist within a theory. So even though you're talking about Taylor's scientific approach, the concept is part of the theory. The model, for instance, you can talk about something different like Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So you can see the model there. Or Hertzberg two-factor theories model. Or McGregor's X and Y theory model. Yeah? So use either, for the theory and concept, use either Taylor's scientific approach, lean, or continuous improvement. And then for the model, I would suggest you use something like Maslow, Hertzberg, or McGregor X and Y theory. Make sense?
Yeah.
Is everyone happy with that?
Yeah.
And you're crystal clear, yes?
Yes.
Any other questions? So that's it. That's P4 done. It's very, very straightforward. How many words do we think we want for this?
800, 900 words?
Yeah, about 800-900 words. You've got to be critical. You've got to be critical in terms of the implementation of it in stage 3 of your project life cycle of your project. How well or not you implementing these theories, concepts and models in your project has it been? Okay? Any other questions? Okay, we're done. Thank you very much.